Hello, everybody, and welcome to our new show, Raw, the day after, I think it's called. I think we had a graphic drawn where there was absolute Armageddon, because that's kind of what happens in my brain. Like when I watch Raw, there's like just a complete World War III going on in my mind for the 3 hours that I'm being tortured. And listen, people have already started with the comments on Twitter. Why are you so cynical? Why are you this? Why are you that? I'm going to explain to you why I'm so cynical. Okay. If you're going to ask me to watch a 3 hour show, all I ask in return is that you put effort into that show. I've said a million times, I don't have problems with bad ideas. As a matter of fact, I've always said there's no bad ideas. Everything in wrestling is subjective. So you'll never hear me talk about this being a bad idea, that being a bad idea. What you'll hear me talking about is effort, the effort that is put into the show. And listen, I want to apologize to all of you, but unfortunately, I'm in a position where I can talk about the effort put into Raw because I was one that used to write the show. I was one that knows what kind of an effort myself and Ed Ferrara put into the writing of the show. Therefore, that gives me credibility to speak on the topic of the effort that is being put into Raw on a weekly basis. Now, people say I'm cynical, I'm this, I'm that. Listen, I'm not going to sit here and bellyache about the show. I'm going to break down the problems with it, and tell you where the pitfalls are, why there are the problems. In other words, if I was a consultant for Vince McMahon, these are the same things I would be telling him. So I'm going to make sure we're going to go through this show. When there's something I don't like, when there's something I have an issue with, I'm going to explain to you why. And I may also explain to you how I would have done it different. I don't come on here on a Tuesday and waste an hour of my time to just bury Raw and crucify Raw, because trust me, Raw does a fine job of doing that itself. It doesn't need Vince Russo to come on here on Tuesday morning to do it. And the only reason I'm doing it is because the brand wants this. For some reason, people complain, but they like to hear me critique the show. So here we are again. Listen, I haven't watched an episode of Raw since the month prior to WrestleMania. So, I mean, it's been, at least, I don't know, 8 weeks now, something like that. I haven't watched Raw. I've not missed it. I've had no desire to watch Raw, but anyway, let's get this thing started. My good friend, Jeff Lane, is here. Jeff is going to keep me in line. Jeff is going to try to keep things calm, as he always does, keep me from blowing a gasket. Jeff, are you there?
I'm here. In the spirit of Raw, should we go to commercial right in the middle of one of these analysis?
Very, very. See, now Jeff Lane said that. I did not say that. That was Jeff Lane. Jeff, I'm going to ask you to start off.
Okay.
You might have to moderate this thing, Jeff, because if I really go, it's going to be a 3-hour show. So go ahead, Jeff.
All right. Well, I'm curious to see what you have to say, because we haven't discussed anything from last night yet. You were very quiet on Twitter last night, so I'm guessing you DVR'd the show.
There's no question about it. Listen, Jeff, last night, first of all, I always love to watch baseball. There was a 21-year-old kid pitching for the Houston Astros last night. I wanted to see him. Second of all, Monday night I got Teen Mom. Third of all, last night was the very last episode of The Following. So, bro, literally, like, Raw was probably number 5 on my list. So I absolutely, without a doubt, DVR'd it and watched it back probably at about midnight. Go ahead.
Now, I took my notes in order that they happened. So you just want to go through the show from top to bottom, or
let's try to dissect the segments.
Okay. All right.
Let's try to dissect the segment, see how that goes.
Okay. So they had the opening, Authority in the ring, where they had talked about the Intercontinental Championship at Elimination Chamber, and Ryback came out and Sheamus came out, and they made the match right then and there between Ryback and Sheamus. So I got to say this. Nothing against Stephanie McMahon as a performer, but the character, I mean, she hasn't been on TV in like 2 months, but I'm still sick of it.
Yeah. Jeff, listen to me. That's exactly what I was going to say. And I'm going to break down and explain why. Okay, people, I'm not going to sit here and hammer the show. I'm going to explain why. I am sick of Stephanie McMahon. I am sick of Triple H. And I am sick of the Authority. And if you remember, you can go back to some of my columns about me almost a year ago in Pyro and Ballyhoo when I was putting Stephanie over. Okay? Fast forward a year later, and I'm sick of it. And I'll tell you why. Here comes the explanation, Jeff. Okay? I'm going to make the comparison to people so they understand. When Vince McMahon was in the role of Stephanie and Hunter, okay? Vince McMahon was a terrific performer, maybe the best of all time. He was as good a performer as Stone Cold Steve Austin was. But Jeff, here's the thing, if you notice, let me take you back. Vince McMahon performed differently, and his personality changed according to who he was in the story with. Okay? When Vince was in the story with Austin, Vince acted a certain way. When Vince was in a story with Mick, Vince acted a different way. When Rock was in the ring, Vince acted a different way. When Vince was with Patterson and Briscoe, Vince played off Patterson and Briscoe. So you saw so many levels of Vince. Do you remember, Jeff, when Stephanie got kidnapped by Taker?
Oh, yeah.
Remember Vince? Remember how Vince acted? Remember when Mick Foley wanted to play Twister in the office with Vince McMahon?
Yeah, even when he was dancing with Dude Love on the stage with the strippers.
Okay, thank you, Jeff. Jeff, listen, Triple H and Stephanie, we got it. Triple H is an a-hole and Stephanie's a bitch. We got it. Every week, that's what they do. It doesn't matter who they're acting with. Triple H is an a-hole. Stephanie is a bitch. J&J and Security are two stooges. I don't even know what Kane is. Let's call Kane Mr. Flippity Flop. I don't know. This act is so freaking old. And, Jeff, it doesn't change. It doesn't matter if Reigns is in the story. It doesn't matter. This week it was Ambrose. It doesn't matter. Triple H is an a-hole. Stephanie is a bitch. Oh, we get it. We're tired of it. We're sick of it. Vince was not that character. And Jeff, here's another thing. This is what I'm talking about, the no effort. Let me explain to people again. I'm breaking it down for you, Jeff. Jeff, am I breaking this down for you?
I would say so.
Okay, now, Jeff, here's where I watch the show. And I'm like, you can't be an adult and watch this show. You can't. I'm telling you, bro. I don't care how much of a wrestling fan you are. You can't be an adult and watch this show. Jeff, the first match is made between Ryback and Sheamus. Here's how the match is made, bro. Okay, Jeff? Sheamus is cutting a promo. Ryback comes out and says, here's how the match is made, bro. This is the creative of the match. This is the foundation of the match. Oh, Sheamus, you like to pick on little guys? Why don't you pick on the big guy? Bro, why am I 12 years old? Literally, Jeff, that's how much thought is put onto the show. Ryback goes by the big guy. So, Sheamus, we'll use Daniel Bryan as an example. You like to pick on little guys. Why don't you pick on the big guy? That's the premise of the match. So, Jeff, right there, Why do I give a crap about this match? I could care less. I don't care if Ryback wins. I don't care if Sheamus wins. There's no stakes. There's nothing. I don't care. So off the bat, I don't care. And Jeff, let me tell you this. I want to hear your comments on this. Jeff, I had not seen the footage of Sheamus and Daniel Bryan. I saw it last night. For a guy to have suffered the neck trauma that Daniel Bryan did, and for him to go out there and get literally thrown around like a freaking rag doll, are they out of their freaking minds, bro? Is there anybody in that company with half a brain, including Daniel Bryan? The guy had serious neck issues. This guy, freaking Sheamus, is throwing him around like he's a rag doll. At some point, does anybody, for the protection of Bryan Daniel, does anybody say, okay, what do you guys have laid out for the match? Bro, I was watching that match and I was freaking horrified. Knowing Daniel Bryan's condition, he was throwing the guy around like he was a freaking crash dummy. That's irresponsible, bro. I'm sorry. And you know, again, Daniel Bryan, I understand, bro. You love wrestling and you love what you do, but you've got your entire life ahead of you. What did that segment do for anybody? That segment got Sheamus over. Big freaking deal. But like I said, Jeff, I hadn't seen it until last night. I couldn't believe the pounding that Bryan took.
Yeah, I think that was from SmackDown. Maybe the SmackDown that was you guys can correct me on Twitter, but I think it was the SmackDown that aired from England. And I think that was the last time he wrestled. So, you know, if who is that? Who do you put the blame on? Besides, I mean, you like you said, is anybody going over the match with these guys? But why do you think Daniel Bryan isn't protecting himself?
You gotta you can't put the blame on Sheamus because, bro, any wrestler is gonna do whatever they have to do to get themselves over. Bro, Bully Ray put Dixie Carter through a table to get himself over. So you don't blame Sheamus, okay? You blame Daniel Bryan and you blame Vince McMahon. Vince McMahon first and foremost, Jeff, because you got to protect the wrestlers from themselves. Daniel Bryan doesn't want to he doesn't want to accept the fact he's not at 100%. He's a performer at heart. When you put him out there, bro, he's going to go balls to the wall. He's a professional. It doesn't matter. Vince McMahon has to protect the guy and has to know, okay, give me the spots in the match. And like I said, my God, bro, this is a guy who's got a beautiful wife, who's got his whole freaking life ahead of him, and you're gonna throw him around like he's a rag doll with a broken neck.
I want to get your thoughts on while we're still discussing this before we move on Ryback. I think the guy's he's got it when it comes to getting himself over on the mic. I thought he did very well on the mic. I think that they just need to do more stuff with him. He gets a lot of heat online. I don't know why. It must just typical, don't like the guy because he looks like a wrestler, I guess. But every time he talks, I think he does an excellent job.
Again, let me point out, Jeff, perfect example. About 6 months ago, Ryback went out there and he kind of cut a shoot promo. And all of a sudden, through the course of that promo, Ryback became a very likable guy. He was no more feed me, this monster. He spoke. He was intelligent. He told a very personal story, and I put it over huge. Go back and read the crap I wrote. I put it over huge. Here's the problem, Jeff. They did nothing with it after that. Nothing. No, as a matter of fact, last night might have been the first time that he really said a word since that promo. That's the problem, Jeff. They get the guy to a point that, okay, he cut this really good promo. He showed a different side of himself. Now we need to build on that. Bro, the next week, They drop the ball, they forget all about it, and Ryback is just put back in wrestling matches. That's the issue I have, Jeff. And I don't know if it's because there's 25 writers and stuff gets lost in the shuffle. I don't know what it is, but you are right. He cut a great promo 6 months ago. He obviously showed that he was capable of a little bit more, and they've done absolutely nothing.
One thing that bothered me about the match, like you said, there was nothing on the line. It was 10 minutes. We had a commercial, of course. The first, I marked this down, the first 5 matches, the first 4 matches all had commercials in the middle of them. But we go to commercial. It ends up being 10 minutes. Absolutely doesn't matter who wins this match. Why wouldn't you just be like, okay, look, the Authority already put these guys in the Elimination Chamber, so put something online for that match. Okay, whoever wins this match will be the last guy released from the pod or something like that. Make it so we care who wins. But it was just 10 minutes commercial, drag on, winner doesn't matter.
Yeah, exactly. There's no reason to watch the match, bro. There's no reason to watch the match. Also, Jeff, like, listen, I haven't watched in a while, but now, Bad News Barrett has become a king. I don't know how that happened. I don't know if there's a story and he found out. What?
One King of the Ring.
He won King of the Ring.
Yeah.
So they're still doing the cheesy hat, helmet, and the cape and all that. Okay, so he's King Barrett. Another thing, bro, and I've said this ad nauseum with the NXT guys. They cut a promo with Neville. I like Neville. I like Neville's ring work. Okay. But again, bro, they put him out there as just another wrestler. I mean, my God, Jeff, I hate to keep doing this. I hate to keep going back in time. But I mean, my God, bro, Junkyard Dog, Jake the Snake Roberts, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, Macho Man Randy Savage, the Mountie, for crying out loud. Every one of these guys had some kind of a character. Neville is a great wrestler. That's not a character, bro. And again, I'm going back to the casual wrestling audience that expect wrestling to be a certain way, not the hardcores, not the internet wrestling community who know Neville from NXT. That's those people are watching. And I like Neville. I like him. Give him something. That's what I'm talking about, Jeff, with the effort.
I was surprised that they had his first big promo be live in ring instead of doing like a pre-tape in the back. It's something you've mentioned in the past, like protecting the people. I didn't think the promo came off well. I know the point of it was to lead into the match, lead into the angle with Bo Dallas, but I think they could have set him up a little better to succeed. But Bo Dallas comes out. I love Bo Dallas. I think you love Bo Dallas. I thought the material was weak, though. They have the match with Barrett. I know you didn't watch the pay-per-view, but they had a match at the pay-per-view the prior night. Barrett got counted out. He said, because he got to like 9, he said, forget it, I'm done with the match, and Neville won by 10 because Barrett didn't want to get back in the ring. So they totally didn't continue any story from that. But I wrote this down because it's funny because I have one of my best friends. He's what you would call a casual fan. He watches Raw, that's it. Nothing else. No TNA, no NXT, none of that stuff. When Bo Dallas was beating up Neville after the match, with hitting his knee on the pole, he texted me, nobody effing cares in the crowd.
Right.
And that's what it is. Nobody cared that Bo Dallas was beating up Neville.
Well, again, Jeff, I haven't watched. Was that the first time that Bo Dallas had any heat with Neville?
As far as I know, yeah. I didn't see SmackDown this week, okay. So I don't know if they did anything on SmackDown.
Well, if they didn't do anything on SmackDown, again, it's something that came totally out of the blue, correct?
Right.
Okay. Now, let's move on. I like the Rusev Lana thing because it's entertainment. Okay, and here's the funny thing, Jeff. When I didn't watch the pay-per-view on Sunday, I was on Twitter Sunday night. Bro, all the people cared about was the Lana Rusev angle. Rusev Lana. That's all they care. That's all they were talking about. I couldn't have even told you who was in the main event, but just by Twitter. That tells you people still want to be entertained. So I was entertained by this angle. It's good, bro. JBL and Michael Cole are. JBL is absolutely horrible. Bro, I would tell him to his face. I don't care what he would do. He's horrible. I've never seen an announcer throughout the history of wrestling whose main goal is to get themselves over. Nobody, bro. No one. I've never seen anybody who doesn't understand the fundamentals of announcing is to get the talent in the ring over, not yourself over. And bro, please with that. Okay. Anyway, bro. So, bro, here's another thing, Jeff. Okay. While we're on the subject, now we go to the back, right? This is exactly what I'm talking about. People want to crucify me. This is what I'm talking about no effort, no storytelling, no creative. Now we go to the back now, and Ambrose is there. Ambrose wants a match with Rollins, yada, 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 yada. And what does Kane do? Well, tonight you got a match with Bray Wyatt. You see what I'm saying, Jeff? I mean, first of all, correct me if I'm wrong. These guys had an angle 3 or 4 months ago that there was never an ending to. I think it was the only angle in the history of wrestling that nobody got over. There wasn't an ending to it. It helped nobody. Now again, no story, no nothing, no stakes. You got a match with Bray. Jeff, that's what I'm talking about as far as effort is concerned.
Yeah, to me it's irritating when the punishment by the Authority is to put these guys in matches. That's why they're in the WWE. All these characters got in the WWE because they want to wrestle and win. So make a stipulation that's the punishment or whatever. I mean, just to be at the absolute bottom of the barrel. But yeah, I mean, okay, you get Bray Wyatt, who cares? Nothing on the line. And then that match was 13 minutes with a commercial. J&J interfere. I think it was the first time in the history that they actually succeeded in something. They cost Ambrose the match. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
It doesn't matter.
And I'm watching next week because here's another thing too. Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this because, bro, I so didn't care about this match. And I kind of fast forward through the whole thing. So I'm not even sure of the setup. I know all the tag teams were out there. Now was it a team on team and then everybody else got involved? Obviously, bro, they're promoting the Elimination Chamber with the tag teams. What was this match? Because this I DVR'd all the way through because I could have cared less.
Okay, they did a rematch from the pay-per-view. New Day against Cesaro and Kid. And they banned Xavier Woods from ringside because of the finish they had at Payback, which a lot of people thought was controversial. Did you hear about the finish?
No.
He switched out with Kofi Kingston, and the ref couldn't tell them apart. So counted to 3. So
wait, the ref couldn't tell 2 black guys apart.
Yeah. So
that's clever.
I mean, okay, they wear the same tights. Maybe you didn't see the face. Blah blah blah. So
Jeff, let me go throw on a Yankee hat and tell you and me apart, bro.
Right. So that got some discussion online, but so then they have there was just a tag team rematch, and there was a DQ. Okay, so then the other tag teams run in just because they're going to be in the elimination for the belts. So there's no story of why these guys would run in. They just did it because, hey, these are the guys in the match. So
right.
I'll tell you what, though, man, that Eden, the ring announcer, Stardust's wife, she's hot, man.
Who is that? I haven't paid attention to her, Jeff. Who is this now? I'll look out for her.
Eden. She's normally the SmackDown ring announcer. I guess she's filling in on Raw because Lillian Garcia was ill or whatever. She may have had surgery. I'm not sure, but man, she's smoking.
And that's Cody's wife.
Yep.
Okay, I got to look for
Yep.
Eden. Let me write that down, Jeff, because she might be the highlight of the next show. Eden. Okay.
Yep.
Jeff, I'm going to let you start on this. I'm going to listen to what you have to say because I'm going to get killed. John Cena and Owens.
Okay. I had one note before we go into that,
Go ahead.
if that's okay.
Of course.
After this, before we went into that, they announced that R-Truth, King Barrett, and Rusev are in the Elimination Chamber match as well. Why? Like, to me, this is so simple what they could have done to make matches important. Why not have qualifying matches for this so the winner matters? Okay, if you want Rusev in Elimination Chamber, that's fine. Have Rusev versus somebody else, and the winner gets an Elimination Chamber. You can build stories out of that. You have matches that the outcomes matter, but they're just like, okay, these guys are in the Elimination Chamber in 2 weeks. To me, that's just lazy. Okay, so I have a feeling we're going to disagree on this just because of the way you've been talking. And
that's okay. No, that's all right because I'm you may be a little surprised, but I obviously, without a shadow of a doubt, want you to give your true feelings on this.
Okay, here's the deal. I liked it. I really liked it, and this is why. I think Kevin Owens. I think he's going to be a star. When he's talking, I believe him. I tried to think of this if I'm a casual fan that hasn't seen NXT. Is this guy going to get over with me? So I picture it as this guy. I don't know who he is coming to the ring, but the way he talked to John Cena, the confidence he portrayed, he had no respect for the guy. He didn't care. I just believe what Kevin Owens says. And I think why, in my opinion, why this worked, where the Sami Zayn segment didn't for casual fans, is because they didn't use a match to try to get the new guy over. They let him talk to do it. So I just, I'm not going to go. Some people were comparing it to Jericho and Rock. I will, no way in hell would go that far.
Come on.
I don't remember who said that. It was one of the dirt sheet guys, but I was entertained by it, and I thought Owens did great, and I thought Cena did even better to get him over. And the big thing for me for that segment, like I said, was it wasn't a match, and that's what differentiated it from Zayn.
All right. Okay.
Now don't talk me into not liking it.
No, I'm not going to. No, I'm not going to. I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you some issues I have with it. Okay. First of all, bro, like one of the issues I have with Kevin Owens, and I'm just going to say it, bro, the shape he's in. The guy's a professional wrestler, bro. Your job is to wrestle and be in the gym. That's it. That's what you do. You wrestle and you're in the gym. Your body is your living. Okay, that's how you make a living. So, let me put you, Jeff, in the mindset of the casual fan who has never seen Kevin Owens before. This guy walks to the ring. To the casual fan, who is this guy? He looks like an out of shape wrestler. Okay, and bro, I'll be honest with you, Jeff. I had to say I used to have the same problem with Samoa Joe. Okay, these guys are professional wrestlers. Okay, I think their bodies should be toned and they should look a certain way because, like I said, they wrestle and they work out. That's what they do. Okay, so that's number one. Okay, to me, he looks like an out of shape guy. I know to the casual fans at home, he definitely looks like an out of shape guy. Okay.
Disco tweeted that he looks like Zach Galifianakis.
Okay, well, there you go. Okay. As a matter of fact, the segment probably would have been a lot better with Zach Galifianakis. But anyway, okay, here's number two, Jeff. Presentation. I'm a casual viewer sitting at home. I know who John Cena is. John Cena is a superstar. They've built this guy now for 12 years. Okay? Bro, all of a sudden, this guy comes to the ring I never saw before. He looked like an indie wrestler. He looked like a nobody, bro. The presentation of this guy, he looked like a nobody. Now, again, people complain and say whatever you want to say. I don't put that on Owens. You understand? That's not Owens' job. Owens' job is, listen, this is what I got. This is who I am. Make me a star. That's how it works. So now the creative, they got to look at this Owens. They got to maybe change the presentation a little bit, maybe make him look like something or somebody the first time he's going to appear in a WWE ring. Because again, Jeff, I'm talking about from the point of view of the casual viewer at home, the millions and millions and millions of viewers that they lost, that all of a sudden you got a guy here that looks like he's an indie wrestler and he just came out of the crowd and they're saying, who the frig is this? That's again, I'm always thinking from the casual fans, and I've said this to nausea. Maybe it'll be put on my tombstone. If you're a wrestling fan, you're watching the show. It doesn't matter. So you can't cater to the wrestling fans. They're watching the show. So you got to cater to Vince Russo, who's watching the following. I'm watching the following the same time Kevin Owens is in the ring. What are you going to do to get me to watch your show? Or are you not even going to try? So again, Jeff, that's not necessarily put on Owens. That's put on the creative team. That's put on, presentation. Do we give this guy a nice entrance? Whatever you do, package him so he looks like a star. That's all.
It seems like when they put the NXT guys on Raw, as when they are still NXT guys, they just let them use their look that they have on NXT, and they don't change anything about them until they're officially called up on the main roster.
And I've always said, and I'll say it again, when I watched NXT, these guys are not going to draw on the main stage. Not if they look like that. Not if that's the presentation. I don't care how good workers they are. It comes right back down to the Sami Zayn argument. There's a huge difference between a great wrestler and a TV star. A huge, huge difference. Let's move on to the next was the Lana Dolph Ziggler gimmick.
Yeah, match didn't really matter. It was a short match with Stardust. Michael Cole comes in the ring, says Ziggler's the sixth entrant in the Elimination Chamber for the IC. Again, why didn't they put that on the line in this match? Would at least made that a little interesting. Then Lana comes out and starts making out with Dolph.
Yeah. No story, right? Was there any connection between the two beforehand?
I don't recall. And again, if it was a SmackDown thing, I don't know. I didn't see it this week, but I doubt it. And there was nothing on the pay-per-view.
Okay. Again, bro, I'm going back to, if I'm not a kid, why am I an adult watching this brainless show? Jeff, last night was the very last episode of the following. Okay, Jeff, it was a 2-hour episode. Last week was a 2-hour episode. Jeff, I've been watching this show now for 3 seasons. Okay? Jeff, by the end of this show, it was lost all over again. I was almost absolutely lost. All this involvement and all this intrigue, Jeff, they lost me. At some point, they lost me. But I'm still watching, Jeff, because I'm trying to figure it out. Now, you got to understand, at the same time, this shenanigans is on another channel. Unless I'm a 12-year-old kid, a 14-year-old, I don't know, Jeff. And listen, I'm going to throw another great mystery of life at you. Did my eyes deceive me, or are Rowan and Harper together again?
Yes.
Okay. How'd that happen?
Just happened on SmackDown. That's what I'm. There's no explanation. I even have that written down. Why are they together? There's no explanation. They have not explained at all why these guys are teaming together.
Okay. So kind of like we'll roll into the next segment, but kind of Nikki and Brie, right? Same thing.
Pretty much.
Okay. Now, Nikki, Tamina, Naomi, the Weena, Flalima. Who cares? I could have cared less. I popped when Paige came out. I love Paige. I'm a mark for Paige. I was happy to see Paige back. So I popped when Paige came out.
And this was our first official Rudy Charles sighting of Raw the day after.
Okay, let's talk about this. Go ahead, give me your insight.
So we got Rudy Charles as the referee of Naomi and Nikki, and for those that don't know Rudy, he goes by his real name in WWE, which is Dan Engler.
Wow, does he really,
Yes.
bro? I
Yes.
did not know that.
Yes.
Now, is there a meaning behind that or something?
I'm not sure why the decision was made.
Wow.
But they don't put over the referees
No,
anymore.
I know.
So.
Yeah, they haven't done that for a long time.
But his Twitter is Dan Engler WWE. So if anybody wants
Bro,
to,
why do you think that is, Jeff? I mean, Jeff, listen, you know I'm a baseball freak. You're a baseball freak, bro. Every single game I watch, an umpire's name is brought up. Every game. I mean, like they many times. Why do you think that is? Like,
I don't. It's purposeful. You can tell.
Now, Rudy, I could understand, bro. We don't want to mention Rudy. I totally get that. But everybody else, go ahead, Jeff. What were you gonna say?
I say it is purposeful. They never mention the referee's name, so that I guarantee you, the announcers are told, do not mention the referee's name. And I don't know why that is. To me, it just seems like they're a prop that doesn't matter in the ring. It was always like people like Mike Tenay would always put over the referees in TNA. JR, it was just another strategy of the match. You get to know these guys. I don't know. It's very interesting. I think that they should at least say what their names are. But yeah, he's going by his real name. And I got a Rudy trivia question for you here. I want to see if you know the answer. Ever since I knew him, he went by Rudy, and he didn't get the last name of Charles till he got to TNA. Do you know who gave him that name?
Wow, that's an interesting question there. Charles. I would have to. I'm gonna guess. I'm gonna make a wild guess. The obvious answer would be Jeff Jarrett. I'm gonna go out on the limb and say Dutch Mantel.
Okay. Wrong on both.
Okay.
Ed Ferrara.
Really?
Yes. Ed Ferrara gave him the name. Yep. And it was a simple conversation where Rudy was trying to figure it out, and Ed asked him what Rudy's dad's name was, and Rudy said Charles, and Ed's like, go with that.
So we can put all the Rudy heat on Ed Ferrara. That's right. Kind of what you just did there. What did you think about Rudy's performance tonight during this match?
Well, I think it's obvious that he called for a DQ to steal the spotlight.
Yeah.
He had to make the scene. DQ. I always get a kick out of when he's doing the Divas matches. I don't know why. If I would make him a Divas referee all the time.
Well, I'm just wondering, every time I watch Rudy ref, I'm just always wondering if he's all hopped up on mocha from Starbucks. You know what I mean, bro?
Yeah.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna mention about Paige. I just think she's somebody. The crowd response to her coming back was great. She can have absolutely zero storyline, and just by her talent, she's over it.
Bro, yeah, I don't know, Jeff. I don't know what it is about Paige. I love Paige. Everybody loves Paige. I can't put my finger on it. Really, I mean, bro, she comes out and I pop. What can I tell you?
Yep, I agree. She, and I don't know where they're going with, she took out Nikki, and I guess Nikki's kind of a baby face now for, none of that makes sense. So I don't know if their goal was to get Paige some heat for taking out Nikki, but it didn't work. You know what I mean? Nikki's not over as a baby face. Paige is going to be the fan favorite out of that, no question, right, whether they intended it or not.
Right. All right, now we get to the grand finale. Jeff, kind of pick this fiasco apart for me. Let me know what you think.
I mean, what? I don't even know what to say. I mean, architect of a dream. Kane's making video editing clips. Why they're celebrating Seth Rollins, I don't know. Why Randy Orton and Roman Reigns weren't on the show. I don't know. They did the Ambrose holding Rollins hostage for the title shot. Okay. At least there's a reason they gave him the title shot, lame or not. That's what you're going off the air with. That's what you're making people want to tune in next week with. I don't get it. I mean, I've seen that a million times. To me, that would be something more like they open the show with, and then chaos happens and we build from there. But I couldn't wait for it to get over.
Well, Jeff, there was a basic structure of Raw during the Attitude Era. There was a basic structure of WCW. There was a basic structure of TNA. As a writer, you have a beginning, a middle, and an end. And you set the stage and tell the story in the middle, in the beginning. You reset the story in the middle, and you have the finish at the end with the entire thread going through the entire show. That's how you write a show, bro. It's called the backbone of the show. That's how you write a show. That's gone out the window. You got all these great Hollywood writers. I don't know why that format has gone out the window. It works. It's still the way television is written today, but it has been totally thrown out the window. So me, from a professional standpoint, that's where I'm starting. Let's have a beginning. Let's have a middle. Let's pay it off at the end, and let's have that be the thread throughout the entire show. It's real simple. Now, there are a couple of things I want to break down about this main event segment, okay? Jeff, the chicken shit heel, okay, that character only exists in professional wrestling. I mean, you know that, don't you? I mean, you don't watch boxing. You don't watch, UFC. You don't watch whatever, Bellator. Wherever there's combat, and there's matches and there's hand-to-hand fighting or wrestling, in the real world, there's no, there's no, heel, there's no heel scared of his own shadow. Okay, there just isn't. Because maybe that worked in 1970. I understand that. The world has changed in 40 years. If Seth Rollins is afraid of his own shadow and trying to get out of every match, and he doesn't want the match with Ambrose, and he's hiding behind the Authority, and he's got the security, I got one question for you, Jeff. Why is Seth Rollins in the wrestling business? I mean, if I'm afraid of my opponents and I'm trying to back out of matches with my opponents and I need to hire security to fight why am I a wrestler? Why am I a wrestler? Can you imagine an MMA fighter going in a ring, like showing that he's afraid of his opponent? Jeff, I had a Chael Sonnen on here, and I asked him that question. And Chael said to me, yeah, we go into the ring scared. We're afraid. You don't know what the outcome is going to be. But obviously, Jeff, those guys would never show that. Jeff, you know what it goes down to? This is what it goes down to, Jeff. It goes down to the 1970s philosophy that people are going to pay money to buy tickets to see so-and-so get his ass kicked. Okay, so he's the chicken shit heel, and he's always running, because now when WWE comes to the Pepsi Center, I got to go pay my money to see that guy get his ass kicked. Bro, that philosophy is so archaic, it's not even funny. This character, Seth Rollins, would be so much freaking over if at least he had a set of balls. If at least somewhere along the line he started convincing himself, you know what? I really am the champion. I can beat these people. Yeah, it would add so much credibility to that character and make his story so much stronger, opposed to being a chicken shit heel that it's comical. It's comical in 2015. If you don't want to wrestle Dean Ambrose, why are you in the wrestling business?
And that's one of the things that I like about the Kevin Owens character is he's all the things you just said. He's not a chicken shit. He, the way he portrays himself in the ring, obviously he's a heel, but he just wants to kick everybody's ass and he wants to fight everybody and prove he's the best. I think that's one thing that sticks out with him, and it's a complete opposite of Seth Rollins. But I completely see what you're saying there, and I just don't know why. They continually. It's like nothing changes. This Seth Rollins, this authority. It's been the same whether he had the Money in the Bank or the title. I mean,
well, Jeff, look at the domino effect. Okay, because the guy is a chicken shit heel. Look at how we had to make the match between Ambrose and Rollins for elimination. So for everybody that says I'm just ripping the show because I'm bitter, I want to work there, whatever the frig it is, listen to my explanations now. Because Seth Rollins is a chicken shit heel and he doesn't want to wrestle anybody, of course Ambrose wants the match, and of course Rollins doesn't want to give him the match. First of all, can you imagine any competitor challenging another competitor and the other competitor backing down? Can you even imagine that in 2015? So anyway, Jeff, so now creatively we have to think of a way to make the match. Okay? So here's how we make the match. We creatively put Seth Rollins in a serious predicament where Ambrose is going to curb stomp him through the cinder blocks, which is what Rollins did to Ambrose many, many months ago. He's threatening to do it. Okay. Now here's Stephanie McMahon. Okay, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. If you don't do it, we'll give you your match with him at Chamber, at the Elimination Chamber. Don't do it. Don't do it. We'll give you the match. Okay, bro. Let's break it down from here. Keep in mind, an adult is watching this show, Jeff. Okay, flaw number one. Seth Rollins is going to take Stephanie McMahon's word. I mean, that's flaw number one. He, at that point in time, he is going to release Seth Rollins because he's going to believe that Stephanie McMahon is going to now grant him that match.
Yeah, that's, I didn't even think about that.
Well, now here's flaw number two, Jeff. Okay? So now, next week, why doesn't Stephanie McMahon take away the match? Why doesn't Stephanie McMahon say, I made the decision under duress, there was no contract signed, there's no legal papers? I mean, that the way they wrote the show last night, logically, that's what she would have to do every week. Yep. Okay? But again, bro, that all goes back to, okay, Seth Rollins is a chicken shit heel. He doesn't want the match with Ambrose. We've got to think of a way to make the match, but the way they make the match makes absolutely no sense unless going back to the fact you're a 12-year-old.
Here's an issue I had with that, and I want to see if you agree. The way Dean Ambrose has Seth Rollins pinned down, okay? He's got him, his foot in the air on Seth Rollins' back. All his weight is on his other foot. Okay, if you're standing that way, his left foot's on the ground and his right foot is on Seth Rollins' back. His weight's on his left foot on the ground. How does that even look even close to realistic to anybody that Seth Rollins couldn't get out from underneath his foot?
Because if you're 12 years old. I mean, I'm just being honest with you, bro. If you're a 12-year-old kid, oh my God, he's gonna put it through the cinder blocks.
Right. I mean, I see stuff like that, and I'm like, if at least make the physicality look believable. And to me, that just wasn't believable.
And again, Jeff, and think about it, bro. This is how they make the main event to the big pay-per-view match. Yeah, and again, I don't know. People, am I supposed to come on here and put that over? As a writer and somebody that still writes, Jeff Lane is a writer. As people that write, as people that think about logic and what they're writing, is everything going to be logical? Absolutely not. You can poke holes in everything. But when you got an entire show week after week after week of things that are just illogical, that's where the complaint comes in. There's no thought and there is no effort whatsoever put into this show.
I wrote a blog, I think it was last week, and I said, in my opinion, that Raw is the worst written show on television. Mm-hmm. I took a lot of heat for that. I don't know if you saw in the comments. Don't watch it if you don't like it. Right. Why do you need everything explained to you? Blah, 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 blah. It's just I just think, and nothing to do with the talent at all. The show on paper is the worst written show on television, and that's sad to me. It's sad. But
Jeff. Here's what it is. You're gonna have your what do they call them? Fly boys, Jeff. You're going to have your WWE fly boys that are always going to defend, the WWE. Listen, bro, there are things I love in life, okay? I don't defend anything 100% of the time. I mean, bro, listen, I'm a huge Giant fan. You're a Yankee fan. Bruce Bochy is, second in command to God to me. Okay. But you know what, bro? If Bochy makes a decision that I think is questionable, I'm going to bring it to the forefront, and I'm not going to have an issue with that. I'm not going to say every single decision this man makes is gold. And that's what, people that defend the writing of this show, I mean, bro, my God, I don't even know what to tell you. And like I said, listen, I've always said if it's good, I'm going to put it over. I don't have a problem with Rusev and Lana. I like that storyline. Paige came out, and I popped for the Paige thing. Outside of those two things, I don't know what else I was supposed to like about this show.
Yeah, and for me, like I said, I liked the Owens Cena. I liked, I wrote about this too. Lana. The change in the Lana character has not been they didn't make it make sense. This is a woman who hates America, who hates the fans, and now just because Rusev's mad at her, she likes the fans. It's not logical. You got to explain it.
The only thing with that, Jeff, is let me just interject here for a second, then you can finish your thought. The only thing with that, Jeff, is it may be a swerve. Right. And Dolph Ziggler may be the guy caught up in the swerve. Lana and Rusev may still be together happily ever after. I mean, I hope, Jeff, it's going in that direction for every reason you just said. But go ahead.
Okay, so at this point, we can give them the benefit of the doubt and hope that they're going there. But what I was gonna say is, I enjoyed the segment anyway. I did. I thought that was entertaining TV. Maybe it's just because Lana's so smoking hot and just seeing her come in the ring and these faces and kissing on Dolph. I liked that. I liked, obviously the Paige. Let's see. I did like, and I know the reason was to build the NXT pay-per-view, that they interviewed Kevin Owens after the incident. I just wish they would have interviewed John Cena backstage too. It was like we didn't see Cena again after Owens, destroyed him in the ring. I don't think they have the backstage interviewers follow up well with what takes place. Yeah. That's just one thing I would have liked to see better. But besides Owens and Cena, Paige and Lana, that was it.
Jeff,
me.
I don't think you put over Lana's form-fitting skirt, which was by far the highlight of the night. Listen, I'm sorry. Call me a 54-year-old dirty old man. I could care less. Bro, the way that white skirt was fitting Lana. But bro, here's something I really like too, bro. Bro, I think Rusev has been great.
Yeah,
I think his promos have been incredible. I mean, bro,
absolutely.
he's very believable.
Yeah, I agree.
I love that. I mean, bro, and think about like how long they didn't let Rusev talk because he had Lana. But bro, when he starts getting hot at her and he's yelling at her all the way to the back, I think Rusev is doing an excellent job on the mic.
He's believable, like you said. It's guys like that even if the material's bad, they can still make it look good because of their talent.
Right.
And yeah, I agree. Maybe that's one reason why they may split him up, because he can survive on his own. If you had to pick a performer of the night, throw creative out the window, but just what they were given, who's your performer of the night?
Bro, I guess I'd have to say Rusev, because he had a couple of opportunities. He was out there twice. And I felt that he really, really delivered, both times. And listen, bro, he was putting sympathy on her. I mean, the audience was clearly sympathizing with her. And like I said, bro, the way they've laid this story out, I hope it's a swerve, because otherwise it really doesn't make any sense. But I got to be honest with you, bro. And I don't even really know, like, who was a close second. What about you?
I had Cena. I had John Cena. I don't know, the guy, the way he can come out to people saying John Cena sucks, and by the time he's done cutting the promo, they're all cheering for him. Yeah, I mean, it's just unbelievable. And I thought, as much as I like Kevin Owens' performance, I don't think it would have been near as good if he had anybody else in that ring with him that wasn't John Cena last night.
Bro, and I agree with you wholeheartedly, bro. Cena is a pro through and through. I will never do anything but put John Cena over. The only thing I did not like last night about the promo was before Owens came out, I think it was getting way too sappy with the people and the United States. I mean, and again, bro, it's like, oh my God, it's like, bro, we're going back to Sergeant Slaughter, and it's like we just keep doing the same things in wrestling over and over and over again when society is just, I mean, my God. Hey, let's talk about this for a second, and this is exactly what here's the comparison, bro. Here's the comparison. Jeff, go back and watch 1964 circa, the Beatles on the Ed Sullivan Show. Okay, which, I mean, I know that's before your time, but everybody's seen that footage. When the Beatles came to America, you saw that footage of a band performing, on a variety show, on a talk show, on Ed Sullivan. Okay. Bro, fast forward to what now? 50 years later, the Billboard Music Awards with this jackass Kanye West. Okay, bro, he's got 5 minutes on the show. The guy drops so many N-bombs that they literally have to cut a minute out of the 5 minutes. So he literally had 5 minutes to get himself over the Kanye West brand. I'm selling a new album, whatever it is this jackass is trying to sell, and literally gets himself censored for an entire minute. What was going through his mind, I have no idea. But my point is, bro, Rihanna was on SNL this past week. Bitch better give me my money. Okay, bro, that's Rihanna's new song. But here's my point, bro. Go back to the Beatles 64. Look at Kanye West on the Billboard Awards. You can see where freaking music has gone. Okay, look at wrestling, bro. John Cena's promo yesterday, Sergeant Slaughter circa 1972. Seth Rollins, the chicken shit heel. Any heel in the WWE back in 1972. It's the same freaking product. Nothing has changed to move this product. My God, bro, it's unbelievable to me. And I mean, and here's what they'll say, Jeff. If it's not broken, why fix it? The ratings have been going down 15 years in a row. 15 years. How can anybody say this model is not broken? How can anybody say that? 15 years in a row, this genre has been on the downslide, and they continue to do it over and over and over. I don't know, Jeff. I hope people are happy that we did this. Jeff, you hit the nail on the head. Here's the sad thing. Bro, back in the Attitude Era, like, I could not wait to watch Raw. I could not. Bro, I'd be at the arena. I couldn't wait to get back in the office to watch it again. Okay, I'm being honest with you. It had nothing to do with me writing the show. It just had to do with the show was entertaining. So many looks, so many personalities, had a little something for everybody. I couldn't wait to watch it again. Bro, I can't fast forward through this show fast enough on DVR. I swear to you, bro, I can't. I want to get to the end of the show. I want it to be the end. I want it to be over. I want to watch something else. And that has nothing to do, bro, me being bitter and me wanting to work there. And oh my God, no. I just want a good, entertaining television show.
I don't know if I don't know what it would take. I don't think we're going to ever get back to a good, entertaining show unless there's some type of competition, and that's not going to happen either. Just
what about more Rudy?
More Rudy might get it done. It might.
Yeah, that might be.
I just, it's so frustrating because you know what this show could be.
Right.
You really know what it could be.
Yes.
And you still see even improvements since the Attitude Era in the production, in the video packages, in the music. All that stuff is state of the art. But it's the simple writing of the show, a simple piece of paper that ruins the whole thing. And I don't know. It's frustrating. And I think, I do this a lot, and I think a lot of people do it. You see bright spots. Here we go. Maybe they're finally getting it, and then the next week it's back to the same old crap. Or you have a good pay-per-view because creative can't really bungle it that much, and then the next Raw is bad. I just want it to be written like a quality television show. The guys and the girls will hit home runs with what you give them, but the material's got to be good. And you're broadcasting prime time, Monday night, USA Network, and it's just not worthy of that. It's not worthy at all.
No,
that's my take.
It's not. And there are so many things, Jeff, that are no-brainers. I mean, just so many things that are no-brainers, that like would instantly, bro, can you imagine Sandow next week, going out to the ring? He's got his, I haven't even seen this macho gimmick. I don't think I want to see it. But can you imagine he's dressed like Sandow and he's carrying the gimmick? And can you imagine him just saying, Vince, I know you're sitting back there at that gorilla position. I'm telling you right now, bro, I'm not leaving this ring until you come out here. You can go to commercial break. You could do whatever you have to do, blah, blah, blah. Can you imagine, bro, Vince comes out and Sandow just cuts a promo on him? I've been here for X amount of years. You did this to me. You did that to me and everything else. Listen, screw you. Take this outfit, shove it up your backside. I don't need – I mean, it's stuff that's simple. It's that simple, bro. That alone – gets everybody talking about the next day. Who's going to talk about what is it called now? Macho Dow? What is it called? I don't know.
Macho Mandow.
Yeah. Can you? Who's talking about that on Tuesday morning, bro?
No, and the deal with that is they're not letting him. I don't know if they're not letting him, but the thing is, he is doing an exact impersonation of Savage.
Right.
He's not doing an embellishment or making it funny or doing what he did with the stunt double. It's just an exact replica, so it's not really funny.
Bro, did you see what did you see what he said on Twitter the other day
about people criticizing him and how he was the guy that made a stunt double popular and he's doing with what he was given?
Yeah, exactly. He's doing the most with what he's given. But I mean, bro, you could change him like that. You could get him over like that. One incident on Raw like that. Have him call Vince McMahon. Have him cut a scathing promo. Bro, if he's got to drop a curse word in it and you got to bleep it out, even if he doesn't and you bleep it out so people think he did, he takes that thing and throws it in Vince McMahon's face and walks off. Okay, now you're giving me something to talk about. But you're going to keep bringing him out there every week as Savage for didn't Jay Lethal do that for 5 years, bro?
Something like that, yeah.
But again, Jeff, we could talk all day, but it goes right back to what you said. It's what the show could be. That's it. Well, everybody, listen, that's it. I hope you enjoyed the very first episode of Raw the day after. Jeff and myself will be back on Friday with Lions, Tigers, Bears, and Dirt. Some real interesting headlines, Jeff, that I'm seeing that I hope you ask me about. There's a couple things that I'd really, really like to be talking about. We're going to be doing that on Friday. In the meantime, you need to follow Jeff at Jeff Lane 22 on Twitter. And Jeff, what is your website address again?
TheJeffLane.com.
TheJeffLane.com. And Jeff and myself, especially Jeff writes every day on VinceRussoBrand.com. And remember, guys, a lot of you, the free membership would have expired by now. You need to go in and renew it. It's not an auto renewal system. So you need to go back in, renew the membership. A lot of great guests coming on. I know this week we got Rude, we got Evilise. I'm looking at my little schedule here because I got so many interviews booked going forward. But again, remember, VinceRussoBrand.com, Realm Network. You got to go in, you got to renew. Jeff, thank you so much for your thoughts on the show, and I guess we'll see you Friday on Lions, Tigers, Bears, and Dirt. Say goodbye, Jeff.
No, okay. My bad. I thought we were off.
Okay, no. That's it, everybody. We will be back here. Before I run, let me just give you the schedule. This show will air today on Tuesday. Tomorrow, I believe, is we changed the schedule up. Tomorrow is either going to be Bobby Roode or Evilise. One of the two will air tomorrow. Either the Swerve or Shoot to Thrill. They're both on video. That will air tomorrow. And then, of course, Friday, me and Jeff will be back. Chicken X will be back, but that's it. Another week of filth fun here at the Realm Network, VinceRussoBrand.com.
I did get asked, Vince, are we doing Brand Speaks this week?
Yeah, we're doing Brand Speaks. I'm sorry, Jeff. Thank you very much. We're doing Brand Speaks Wednesday night. What time are we doing that, Jeff? Because, you're kind of taking control of that baby now.
Let's try to think of everybody else. Wednesday night, Lucha gets over at 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock would probably be a good time. What do you think?
9 o'clock after Lucha, so that's 9 o'clock Eastern?
Yeah, that'll work.
Okay, 9 o'clock Eastern, the Brand Speaks. Now, Jeff, when will you put out that link?
Let's see. I'm still trying to figure this out, so everybody's going to have to bear with me if there's any technical difficulties. I figure maybe I'll send it to you and we can post it on Twitter at like 8:45, somewhere around there.
Nah, Jeff, I think we should give him more time than that. I think let's post it up about an hour before. Let's post it up at 8 o'clock.
All right, that'll work.
We'll post it up at 8 o'clock. Then we'll do the show 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. That's the Brand Speaks on Wednesday. We hope you join me and Jeff in the chat room. We can discuss anything you like. Listen, if you have a view, if you have opposite viewpoints than me, opposing viewpoints, please, by all means, come on. As long as you represent yourself in a respectful manner, I'll be respectful to you. I don't expect everybody to agree with me. Me and Jeff didn't necessarily agree on the Kevin Owens thing, but that's cool. You got opposing viewpoints. You can come on. We can discuss them. So listen, until then, I'm still Jeff. You hear how I'm still sick, bro?
Yep.
I'm still sick with this thing I caught. I don't know if maybe I caught like the swine flu in England. I don't know, Jeff. I still can't talk, bro.
If I get a cold, I'm affected for like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
The lingering effects.
And the thing is, Jeff, like I keep doing these podcasts, so like I can't stop talking. And it makes it freaking worse. But anyway, hey, listen, Jeff, one last thing. I want to say this. Today, I want to wish a happy birthday to the Renaissance man. My son VJ is 25 years old today. Still doesn't have internet in the house, Jeff. Still doesn't have a computer. He's talking, but he was telling me the other day he actually is considering killing the electric and just kind of putting candles around the house. So that should be interesting. But I want to wish my son VJ, 25 years old today, happy birthday, VJ. We will catch everybody on the rebound. Thanks for joining us.